Hey, what's up everyone? Okay, so today we're diving into something super relevant if you're looking to study in Canada or maybe you've already applied and are waiting for your permit. So, let's talk about this new pilot program that Canada has rolled out, and yeah, it's focused on making the judicial review process for study permits faster. I see this is pretty exciting, so let's break it down step by step. Yeah? Okay, cool. What is a judicial review anyway? So, for those who don't know or might be hearing this for the first time, when someone applies for a study permit in Canada, let's say you're planning to attend a university or college here, and for some reason, your permit application gets denied, yeah? That's where the judicial review comes into play. A judicial review is basically where the Federal Court of Canada takes a second look at your case, okay? So they're like, let's see if the decision that was made was fair, legal, and followed the right procedures. Now, this can be a long process. Like, you're probably sitting there thinking, okay, so if my application gets denied, I'm in for months of waiting for the court to even look at my case. And yeah, that's exactly what has been happening. It can be a slow, frustrating wait, especially when you're ready to start your studies. I see why that would be super stressful, right? The problem with long judicial reviews.
So here's the thing.
Canada is a massive destination for international students. I mean, yeah, we're talking thousands upon thousands of students every year who want to come study here. The education is top-notch, and let's be real, the multicultural vibe here is pretty awesome too. But okay, with so many students applying, it's bound to happen that not all applications go through smoothly. Some get denied for various reasons. Maybe there's an issue with the paperwork, or the visa officer thinks there's something wrong with the financials, or, they just aren't convinced you're going to leave after your studies. It happens. When that happens, students can request a judicial review, but here's the kicker. The review process has been kind of slow. And that's a real pain for students who are trying to get their ducks in a row and start their programs. Right? Imagine you've been accepted into your dream university, you've paid your fees, and you're all set to go. Then boom, your permit gets denied. Now you're stuck waiting and waiting some more for the court to review your case. Yeah, not fun. Enter the new pilot program. So I see what Canada has done here is they've recognized that this system needs a bit of tweaking. They're rolling out this new pilot program specifically for judicial reviews related to study permits. The goal? To speed up the entire process so that students don't get stuck in that limbo for too long, yeah? Okay, sounds good, right? Now, the way this pilot program works is actually pretty interesting. It's designed to create a more efficient system for dealing with these reviews. How do they plan to do that? Well, it seems like they're introducing measures that prioritize study permit cases in a way that fast-tracks the whole process. So, instead of waiting around for months, your case could get handled much quicker. Yeah, that's huge. Why this matters for students? Okay, let's think about why this really matters, because it totally does. First off, international students contribute a ton to Canada's economy, yeah? We're talking billions of dollars every year. These students pay tuition fees, rent apartments, buy food, travel. Basically, they're helping to keep the economy moving. But beyond the financial side of things, international students bring diversity to the country. They contribute to the vibrant cultural landscape here, and universities value that big time. So, it's in Canada's best interest to make the process as smooth as possible. Now, imagine you're an international student from, let's say India or Nigeria or Brazil, and you've been accepted into a Canadian university. You've done everything by the book, but for some reason, your study permit gets denied. Without this new pilot program, you'd be waiting a long time for the judicial review to happen. And during that time, you could lose your spot at the university, miss out on housing, and yeah, it could totally mess up your plans. But with this pilot, Canada is essentially saying, hey, we get it. We understand that this process has been slow, and we're going to do something about it. I see that this is a really smart move on their part because, right, they want to keep attracting top talent from all over the world. And one way to do that is to make sure students don't get bogged down by red tape when they're just trying to study here. How fast will it be? Okay, now the big question. How fast are we talking here? I see you're probably wondering, alright, but just how much faster will this new process be? Good question. While Canada hasn't put out exact timelines yet, The whole point is to make things significantly faster than they are now. So, instead of waiting months, you could get a decision in a matter of weeks. That's the goal. It's important to remember, though, that this is a pilot program, yeah? So they're testing it out to see how well it works. If it's successful, it could become a permanent part of the process. I see that as a win-win for everyone. What this means for Canada. Let's flip the script for a second and talk about what this means for Canada as a whole. So, yeah, Canada has been on this path of being a top destination for education. But okay, it's not just about getting more students here. It's also about keeping them here after they graduate. A lot of international students end up staying in Canada after their studies to work and contribute to the economy. The quicker they can resolve permit issues, the better it is for them and for Canada. The faster review process also means less strain on the court system, yeah? So you're not clogging up the courts with tons of slow-moving cases. It's a more efficient way to handle things, and that's going to help in the long run, especially as Canada continues to grow its international student base. How to apply for a judicial review. Alright, so if you're in a situation where your study permit has been denied and you're thinking about requesting a judicial review, here's how it generally works. You first need to file an application to the Federal Court of Canada, yeah? You'll need to explain why you believe the decision was unfair or unreasonable. This is where having a lawyer can be super helpful because they'll know how to present your case in the best way possible. Once the application is filed, the court will decide if your case is worth reviewing. Okay, so not every case gets a full review, but if the court agrees to look at it, they'll set a date for a hearing. This is where the new pilot program steps in, yeah? They'll aim to speed up the timeline for these hearings. Final thoughts. Okay, so yeah, I see that this new pilot program is a pretty big deal for anyone who's looking to study in Canada. It's going to make the judicial review process a lot smoother and faster, which is huge for students who've been denied a permit but still want a fair shot at studying here. It's also a smart move for Canada because international students are such an important part of the country's economy and culture. So if you're in that position or you know someone who is, definitely keep an eye on how this pilot program evolves. And yeah, hopefully, it makes things easier for everyone involved. Alright, that's it for today. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, share it with anyone who might need this info, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on studying in Canada. Cool? See you in the next one. Thanks for watching our video. Please hit the button and subscribe the channel.